It's Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. Time to go through the sales.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Our intro music sounds like I want to jump in a superhero outfit and go running around with no pants on.
I still love it.
Heights.
Even though we listen to it every single week, I still love the intro music.
Gets me going.
I don't know which one because we have like 6 different intros, but it's still good to listen to.
Hey, it's still pretty good. So anyway, welcome to Rogue 5 Rundown. Chris is back on as he was not on last week because he was on vacation. So we had a stand-in. It was John because he's the only other guy that actually
Cares about the show?
Cares about the show, collects toys, wants to go see toys, wants to talk about toys.
Correct.
Hunts for toys. The other 2 guys that we have a podcast with called 5 Idiots Talking Toys, they could care less.
Yeah.
One of them's trying to fill holes in his house right now. He's taking action figures and throwing them all in a hole and then pouring concrete over it to cover the hole that he has in his house. So,
he's using the old plastic to cover the hole.
Yeah. and we have Charles who gave up on toys and now collects Lego. So which isn't bad. I mean, that is a very profitable sector of the toy industry, but it is also very expensive.
Once you go down the path of wearing size small t-shirts, you're not collecting toys.
Oh, I don't know. That never ends, though. That's one thing for sure is that Lego never ends. So I'm happy to not get involved with Lego. But without further ado, so what we do here is we go through the page. We have a sales page called Rogue 5 Toys, and we go through some of the sold listings, talk about some of the market stuff. This week in particular, the page has been just clobbered with oddballs.
So much stuff.
So many oddballs, so many weird things, very few loose figures, and very few mocks this week. But we'll start off with one of the oddballs that I listed today, actually, and this is a Star Wars a fun poncho, sealed C-3PO. Now, this is I've never seen one in person before until I got this one in. But Star Wars fun poncho, really cool, by Ben Cooper, waterproof flame, retarded vinyl. So in case you're looking for one of those, very odd. It looks like a raincoat, but it came with a mask in the back. So highly collectible. Haven't seen too many of these, but that sold pretty quick for $40. So that was a nice sealed example there. Next up is one you listed. One of the few mocks on the page this week was a 65 back C Stormtrooper.
Yeah, it was a clear Blister Jedi. The Blister did have some damage on them. And prices are kind of down on Stormtroopers across the board, especially on Jedi. So this one was listed for $200 and it sold fairly quickly, which probably means I listed it a little too cheap, but it's all good.
I love the clear blister on there, the Lionel sticker on there. Man, if I would have seen that Lionel sticker in the 60, the 65 backs are kind of weird. They're visually appealing to me. I think because of the colors down here in the bottom right. Mm-hmm. So this is one of the, if I had to start a line of mint on cards to collect, 65 C backs might be one that I would get into. Kind of like the 21 back transition cards or the Return of the Jedi Neen Nub offer, those cards. So
the 48s.
48 backs, just the weird ones like that. Those are the kind of ones that I like to look for. But I'm always in for a clear blister Return of the Jedi figure. So that was a very nice pickup for whoever got that, and especially Lionel, because that was one of the toy stores that I went to as a kid that I still remember. So speaking of oddball stuff, I'm just going to scroll through some of the oddballs that we got listed on the page this week. I mean, we got all sorts of stuff on here, from Stormtrooper blasters, the full size, to Masters of the Universe He-Man gumball figures, to pencil sharpeners. So if you're looking for something, we have it all on here, and most of these sell for, they're cheapy, anywhere from $3 to $10 depending on what it is. Darth Vader eraser, Wicked eraser, C-3PO eraser, keychains. I don't know, and you listed some on there as well, which I'll get to here.
I had a couple too, yeah.
But yeah, so we have a little search bar right up here. If you're looking for something specific, we're not going to cover every loose figure that we sell on the page because we'd be here all night. So if you're looking for something in particular, please use this search bar up in the top right there. So here's some of the coins that you listed. Now the prices on these go, these are some of the more common ones, right?
Yeah. These are the more common ones. It's a Barada for $20. Didn't sell. Ramba for 15 sold. I believe there's a Warwick above or a Wicket for $40 that sold, and then there'll be a Warwick one that sold also. Just a couple of like common coins. So the Barada one is still available if anyone's interested. A bunch of card backs. I got in a huge card back collection, and I kind of just broke them down into groups of like ESB and Jedi and so on. And
yeah, most of those are about $5 each, depending on condition. Some of the rarer ones go for a little more. Here's some of the oddballs, like $6 eraser and necklaces,
some
and
jewelry
like
and stuff like that. Just
that X-Wing one's cool. I would have probably kept that and worn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it to my wedding next year.
ET lunchbox. This one's still available with the thermos. We also list things other than Star Wars. So if you're into any other sci-fi related stuff, we do carry other stuff like that. And then some of this modern stuff like I'm only mentioning this because I like the name. It's called the Dip It and Lick It R2D2. For those of you who like to dip it and lick it, that's there for you. We also have here a 12-back C. Now this one was archived, right, due to a ink.
So this was archived. I mean, this sold very, very quickly. I did have a few people message me and say, "Oh my God, I wish I knew it was going to be this cheap." But people need to realize is that when something is listed as archive because of touch ink up, it's almost like having a cracked blister. It is ungradable. It is untouchable. It's like a cracked blister,
or like
it's like the
like
same
like a re-glued blister or something.
Yeah,
somebody like glued the edge to get it back on there. Yeah,
it's just a major defect in the card that really brings down the value. So, I mean, people really need to understand that it wasn't really a cheap price. It was a decent price for it. The ink touch-up is a huge deal on a card.
Yeah, and I can see what people are saying because a lot of people probably wouldn't care about an ink touch-up, and they're looking for a 12-back Leia that would probably go over for $1,000 easy all day. Didn't have any problems.
Exactly, $1,000.
So I think this would be a bargain deal for somebody who doesn't care about that kind of stuff. And I know there's just collectors out there that need to have it unpunched with no price sticker and a clean Leia and all that. So I get what some people would look at, but if you're just want to have one in general, I think that's probably why that people were jumping on that price there. So $700 encased in acrylic there, pretty much for the archive there. So that's a good deal for somebody. Here's a Boba Fett 60 AFA.
Yeah, so this is a 31 back Boba Fett. Everyone knows that the Empire cards usually will go to sell between $3,000 and $4,000 depending on the grade and stuff like that. If it's like a 75 to 80 grade, that's kind of where they land usually. This just happens to be a 60 grade because the blister was kind of jacked up and stuff. So I listed this at $2,000, which in my opinion I thought was very cheap, but compared to what I had into it, I didn't really care because I was doing good on it anyway. Yeah, and it actually took a while to sell, but it did sell eventually. Thankfully. But
so 2K there.
60 grade, a 31 back Boba, whether it's a 60 grade or an 80 grade, who cares? People just want to have a 31 back Boba.
Yeah, the blister there had a 60. That's why the grade was low. Here's some oddball stuff. No, these aren't normal comics. These are Spanish release from Spain, which I thought were pretty cool. Here's the back of it, the G.I. Joe Commando, all in Spanish there. From Comics Forum. I don't know. That might be a subsidiary of Marvel or something like that for Spain. But these were pretty cool. I had a bunch of these, and they went pretty quick. Never really see these too often, so
Never.
It'd be really cool to have a full run of these. But definitely, some crazy stuff in here. The dreams of Cody Sunchild or something like that. I don't know. That's what that says. But anyway, there was a few of those, a couple different, versions. And the weird thing about these is that I photographed a normal comic book on top of it. And for some reason, these are bigger than a normal comic.
Okay.
So here's a normal comic on top.
Oh, okay.
And this is the other one behind it. So these are larger.
Wider,
which makes them, wider, which actually makes them more unique as well. But that's cool. That was really cool finding those and being able to put those on the page. So anywhere from, I think they go for like $30 each on eBay. So these are, these sold pretty quick, especially the oddball stuff. This is something we don't typically list too much. Is a Vinyl Cape Jawa, a CS85. Great grade on that.
Yeah, I mean, we might sell a couple of 85 grades, maybe like 2 or 3 times a year. So this was one that was listed. And, these are one of these figures that just hold their value. It doesn't matter if it's worth the value. It just holds its value because people still always want this figure. It's a very wanted figure. It's very collectible. Everyone always wants to have this in their collection. So
Correct.
To have an 85 grade, which is like top of the line, they just hold their value.
So is that 3,200? Is that what's the going rate for these nowadays? If I had a loose one, what do you think people should pay?
I mean, I was selling them back in COVID for 3,600. So they've only came down a couple of $100 compared to what like the rest of the hobby or the market
Graded back then as well.
Correct. Yeah. So like I sold my personal one for 3,600 at the height of COVID. So to only be down $400 when everything else has dropped down 25% and more is very good. These will always hold their value. But if you have a nice loose one, like a nice, you can still get $2,000 easily for it. If it's going to grade like an 85, if you think easily.
If you have a middle of the road one, maybe a slit on the cape where you're looking at 1,000 to 1,500.
No, you're looking about $1,600 probably. Okay. Because
so 1,600 to $2,000 for a nice-ish, loose Vinyl Cape Jawa, which is still
they hold their value. Yeah. So if people are sitting around waiting for these things to drop, they're not dropping. They're not dropping.
The other thing with these you got to worry about is degraded capes. I know some of them you'll see some kind of dark spots on there.
Yes, it's like a Tuscan Raider cape.
Yeah, degradation. You'll see some mold or whatever it is that's growing on there. The other thing too you got to worry about is people cutting the Obi-Wan Kenobi capes down and trying to pass it. So, the way to go with these is, not all grading is created equal. So you never know what you're going to get, but usually if somebody has verified this in hand and then the grading company's verified this in hand, you can probably trust it. And that's why when it's graded already, just to kind of,
And that's why when people are buying this figure, a lot of people tend to go the graded route because it's already certified and they know that it's legit because they don't trust their own judgment. So if someone does come across a loose one and you are interested and you need help, just reach out, message me, message Brandon. We can look it over for you and we can tell you pretty much instantly right away if it's good or not.
And if we don't know the answer, we probably know somebody that does, because we have established lots of relationships throughout the years in the toy industry. I mean, I was just telling you earlier, people already hit me up tonight about, some toy stuff here that's local. So, anyways, very nice example that sold for 3,200. And to end it for the night, since we are kind of getting into that ending period here, we try not to make these episodes too long because that's why Shane's not invited, because
correct,
we have 5 Idiots Talking Toys that airs on Sunday, and he would probably talk for 2 hours on some of the stuff on the page. So he's not invited. So Wednesdays, we have Wednesdays Win and Whiffs. So join us for that as well. And then these episodes air on Friday. RogueFiToys.com. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/5 Idiots Talking Toys. Join us on there because you get access to collections earlier. You get to see stuff, find out what the price is, more picks. You get to get earlier access to episodes like this. We have was it After Dark, where you'll hear us say naughty language, and
Basically, complain about the hobby in general.
Yeah, and we have giveaways and stuff like that. So join us on these pages. Like I said, join us on YouTube, like and subscribe, and then you get to find out about stuff like this on Patreon. So these were roller skates. Another Lionel price tag here. These are kind of weird. I mean, the box art is like ridiculously cool.
Yeah, the box art. Is that just a box or are there skates inside?
The skates were in there, unused, still zip tied together. It was a nice pickup for somebody who loves ERGs.
And they go for that cheap. I would have thought they went for a lot more money.
Yeah. This is the second pair I've had, and they're only like $25 to $30.
I'm shocked. I'm just shocked.
Yeah, so unused, still zip tied, very nice condition. They actually made roller skates and ice skates, and they don't go for that much. I mean, you'll see them on eBay. Like these on eBay will probably go for $100, but that's the asking price. It doesn't.
No one's buying them. Yeah.
No, so $25. Just need it gone. Get it out for the new stuff coming in. So, but yeah, so that'll do it for another episode. So thank you for joining us on our journey as we go through toys. Like I said before, join us on the page. We got a lot of good stuff here. Reach out if you need help or if you're looking for something in particular, we can point you in the right direction. But anyway.
Join our Patreon if you're looking to get early access to all collectibles that come online for sale.
Correct. And here's a comic of Luke Skywalker battling a Shane Davison.
Yeah.
in his pool that he's trying to fill up with rocks and used toys. All right. Anyway,
thanks for watching.
So we'll see you next week, Chris, for another episode of Rogue 5 Rundown.
Thanks for having me on, Brandon.
Oh, as always. And no matter what John says, just remember, you know more about toys than he does. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry, John.